Good day everyone, welcome to Keystone English. My name is Key and I will be your host and instructor for this series. How well would you rate your ability to communicate? Do people enjoy listening to you talk? Are you good at telling stories and jokes? Now, assuming English is your second language, how well do you communicate with foreigners in English? Do foreigners find you interesting? Are you good at entertaining them? Negotiating with them? How well do you really understand Western culture? When learning English, one of the biggest mistakes students can make is to just focus on learning English. That may sound silly to you, but let me explain. If your only focus is on how to speak, you're basically guaranteeing that your communication will be one way and only one way. But if you want quality communication, you need to learn the differences between you and your listener in order to meet their needs and expectations. So in order to facilitate this, I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to become a better communicator when speaking to Westerners. Number 1, be on time. Be punctual. In the West, time is precious. Do not be too early, do not be too late. A couple minutes on either side is still okay though. By being on time, you show that you care about the other person's schedule and thus about them. Being even 5 minutes late to a meeting can leave a bad impression and mark you as a thoughtless person. If you're going to be late, make sure to let them know in advance, even if it's only 10 minutes before the meeting time. And above all else, apologize. It's going to be your fault no matter what happened. Number 2, be open about your level of understanding. In Vietnamese culture, students who don't understand something usually remain silent. Unfortunately, this silence is taken by Westerners as understanding. You can see how this may be a problem when one side doesn't comprehend something, but also doesn't show it. If you don't understand something, state it clearly. Better to lose face in that one moment than to fail in a task because you weren't clear on the instructions. Most Westerners are patient enough to repeat themselves. They won't be as patient if they have to clean up one of your mistakes after you've said you've understood. Number 3, respect boundaries. Avoid physical touching and jokes about body image. In Vietnam, it's quite common for men to touch each other as a sign of friendship. In the Western world, that much touching is considered quite intimate. Handshakes are okay, but avoid hugs and other forms of touching unless the expat initiates. On the same note, never tell someone they're fat. In Vietnamese culture, it's quite normal to say, "Wow, you've gotten really fat since I last saw you." Saying the same thing to a Westerner can easily make you lose a friend. They don't need you to tell them they're fat. They already know. The problem here is the ideal body shape for each culture. Traditionally, Vietnamese people think that fat means healthy, so they'll compliment each other on being fat. But in the West, being thin or toned is the ideal body image. So calling someone fat is basically telling them that they're lazy and unhealthy. As someone who has at times in my life been overweight, I can tell you that my reaction whenever someone told me I was fat was always, "Thanks, I know." If you want to compliment someone on their physique, try something like, "Wow, have you lost weight?" Or, "You look like you've been going to the gym." Number 4, do your homework. If you ask an expat for more information about a specific topic, regarding their country, you will show that you care about them and their culture. So as long as you ask the right questions, you don't have to be afraid of looking ignorant. Instead, you will look thoughtful and inquisitive. Both great qualities. Of course, make sure to avoid asking about touchy subjects. Germany, for example, has laws against certain events in war. Americans may have a lot of issues regarding racism and gay marriage. Greece would prefer not to talk about its economy. In general, topics to avoid during conversation include politics, religion, and personal wealth. Do not ask a person how much money they make. If you can master these 4 tips, you'll be able to avoid a lot of issues when communicating with Westerners. Remember that Western society really values independence, and that includes not being a bother to the people around you. Think about your words and your actions. If what you're doing may cause problems for other people, you're probably not doing the right thing. That's it for today. This is Key signing off from Keystone English. If you want updates on future lessons, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out. Remember our motto of the day: don't just learn how to speak, learn how to communicate.